Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jamal Howard, and my portion of this final presentation is to analyze and explain Target's data breach of 2013. First, I would like to give you a little background information about the corporation itself, informing you as to why Target was considered such a great target for thieves to hack. Target was founded in 1902 as a subsidiary of Dayton-Hudson Corporation. It did not receive the official name Target until the year 2000. Target purchased Zellers, a Canadian mass merchandiser, in 2011, expanding them internationally. At the time of the data breach, Target was the second largest retailer in the world, coming only second to Walmart. Here's a timeline of the data breach and some important decisions made by Target and his team. I will not be going over every date here, but selecting those that I felt were most important. Target's network was breached sometimes in between November 27, 2013, and this went unnoticed until around December 15, 2013. During this time, over 70 million customers had their personal information compromised. This was data such as names, mailing addresses, phone numbers, and also there were 40 million debit and credit card numbers from those who used their cards to make purchases during those dates. Notice some of the dates in this timeline. Some of these items just show how atrociously bad this breach was handled. Starting on December 13th, Target execs met with the U.S. Justice Department about the breach. On December 14th, they hired a third-party forensics team to come in and investigate. On December 15th, they acknowledged that their system had been compromised. Now, finally, on December 19th, they decided to inform the customers of the breach, at least 6 days after they knew of it, but not before Krebs on Security, a data and security blog site, reported it. December 20th, they decided to try and do some damage control by telling customers that very few customers' credit card information was compromised and offering a 10% discount on in-store purchases. December the 21st, JP Morgan placed limits on spending and withdrawals on cards associated with Target, and they opened their doors to Target customers on Sunday to help out. December 22nd, holiday sales from Target fell 3 to 4% from the prior year's sales when other retailers reported strong results this time. December 23rd, Target's general counsel started working with the U.S. Department of Justice, the Secret Service, and others about the breach. On December 27th, the third-party forensic team finds that the encrypted debit card pins were compromised during the breach, but Target states that the PIN numbers remain secure. On January 10th, Target says that 70 million customers had their personal data stolen during the breach. On January 22nd, because of lacking sales, Target was forced to lay off 475 employees, and also it voided 700 unfilled positions. February 4th, Target CFO testifies in front of the U.S. Senate Judiciary Committee and denies claims that their systems were not up to par during the breach. February 18th, reports come out placing Target's costs associated with this data breach at over $200 million. On April 30th, Target says that it has committed $100 million to update its technology and will introduce chip and pin technology for its credit and debit cards by early 2015. And on May 5th, Target CEO Greg Steinheifel resigns and Bob DeRose takes over as their CIO. So how exactly did Target's system get breached? A third-party vendor for Target, Phasio Mechanical Services, had their network credentials stolen by the perpetrators. With these credentials, the hackers were able to navigate throughout Target's network, basically because the security analysts believed it to be Phasio employees. They were able to get into the point of sales network and install malware on it. This malware collected all kinds of information from the system and exported it to servers in Brazil and Miami, utilizing encrypted tunnels that were created. This data was then aggregated on servers in Russia and placed on the black market for sale. What could Target have done to prevent this whole fiasco? First and foremost, the network should have been segmented a whole lot better than it actually was. Sensitive data such as POS data should have been placed on separate segments with and layered behind firewalls. User accounts should have been granted with need to know access. That means third-party vendor accounts should not have had access to the network segment housing POS data. Also, the POS devices on the network should have been hardened, limiting the ability for anything to be installed on them. Lastly, the security analyst should have been trained to not ignore alerts without checking them out first. FireEye detected this breach several times and even gave the analysts alerts, but they were ignored. FireEye could have also been configured to eliminate the breach automatically, but this function was disabled. Target's breach cost the company well over $200 million, and it also cost them trust with its customers. This is something that takes time to re-earn. This breach also put the rest of the world on notice to upgrade their security measures or face the fate that Target did. I think most companies took heed to the possibilities and did their best to eliminate a possible duplication. If you look at most credit card and debit cards today, most of them have a chip and pin technology installed on them. That shows you that the world was indeed watching the results of this breach. Thank you.